Good morning, everybody. I hope you've all had your coffee. I have. I have had 2 cups of coffee. One has Stitch on it and the other one has cats on it. So I'll let you guys decide where my energy's at right now. So welcome to day 2 of Lammas Monologues. We have had a very fun time throughout this weekend. There have been workshops, talks, there has been fireside bardic circles where we've talked about stories, our own mythos, songs. There has been community on so many levels, and I am so excited that you guys are here. And just think of all of the gas that you saved by not having to drive anywhere. You didn't have to fight any mosquitoes for the right to be somewhere. The fire has been, electronically provided, so we're saving wood, and you got to sleep in your own beds. So, not all too bad. I am excited to see some of my favorite deities this morning, and they are excited to see you all as well. I am letting a few more minutes pass while people come in. Remember, for when we have something really hard-hitting, we have the chalice of rescue remedy that is connected to all of you. Hopefully at home you have snacks, water, some tissues maybe. And then that way you all will get the full benefit of seeing deities in a safe and sacred space. Let's see, what else did we do yesterday? We talked about offerings to the gods. We talked about invocation on Friday. We talked about shrine attending on Friday. We all got to be hosted by the Circle of the Sacred Muse for a fantastic full moon ritual. I hope you guys all really enjoyed that. And if you were able to donate to that circle to help maintain their ministry, I fully support that. Let's see here. Let me take a look at the Q&A, see what's coming in. Good morning, Liliana. Good morning, Kristen. Good morning, Esme. It's so good to see you guys. All right. So one of the things that can really help, and I've talked about it before, is journaling your experience in hearing the deities. Because there's always something that you're going to hear during this weekend that is going to be a part of your pathwork. And we're getting ready to, we have the next turning of the wheel. We're starting to we've had the first harvest, and we're starting to dig into a lot of that work. And then by the time that Hecate's sickle comes around, we're ready to start really digging into that foundation work. And this year for sickle, we're going to be working with technomancy and the power of science fiction fandom. So that's something to really look forward to as well. If you have been enjoying this experience, we very much suggest attending. Tickets are only $37. As our Lammas gift to you, we have decided that we are going to keep the price at $37. And if you are able to give more, then you have the option of giving more. But we want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to attend. Checking out these wonderful comments. Steven, good morning. Nika and Selena, good morning. You guys are beautiful. Anna's here, Elzette's here, Woodbine is here. Did you guys have fun seeing Helen of Troy yesterday? That was awesome. So wonderful. All right. We are at the 5-minute mark, and in respect to our deities, as well as you all joining us, we are going to begin with a journey into the past and present. And Set has decided to speak with us today, and I hope you all welcome them.
Hello. I am Set. Setesh. Sutech. I am he of twofold strength, Lord of the Red Desert, protector of Upper Egypt, he who before whom the sky shakes. But I'm not here to just say my name. I'm here to tell you about the time you are all living in, and my part in it. You see, I am a god of chaos and war, and I know you have all seen me in your time. But know this, chaos is not always a bad thing. Sometimes you need a little bit to jolt you out of your stagnation. Your world had become complacent, broken, though not visibly, like an urn covered in cracks that seems whole until you shake it and it just falls apart. What happened needed to happen. This chaos needs to happen so that everything could burn to ash and be reborn as something better, more beautiful and golden than you can imagine. But it won't just happen. You have to make it happen. You need to fight for what you want this world to become. You are all warriors. You can force the world to see what needs to be done. You can stand there planted and tell everyone else that they need to move. Stand with you or get out of the way and watch. And while I enjoy watching the chaos that is these warriors fighting for what needs to happen, I know I will enjoy once more watching as a new golden society gets built out of the ashes that you leave behind. Thank you.
Thank you, Set. Oh, I like a good battle to look forward to in the morning. Standing up for our civil liberties and our rights and our truths and speaking those truths responsibly. That's better than coffee in the morning, you guys. Woo! And I have another beautiful offering, a deity who has decided to come down from the north and share their wisdom. The lovely Rhiannon is here. The Rhiannon seems to be having some issues with their audio. For just a moment, we'll give her a chance to let her vessel master that.
Can you hear me now? I am Rhiannon of Hyphadan. I am the goddess of the moon, fertility and transformation. I met my first husband, Puel, upon a mound near where he lived. It was quite funny, now that I think back on it. I was to be married to this pungent man, Gwal, and the only way not to marry him was for me to have found Puel, a man I loved without even knowing him, and ask him to be my husband. Even though I had not met Puel, I knew that I loved him with all my heart. On the mound that day, that silly mortal man that thought he could catch me on my white horse as I rode by. I am of the other world, a place of liminal space and time. So no matter how fast he rode, he could not catch up with me. When finally he asked me to stop, I did. And then I scolded him for running his horse so hard. That poor, darling animal. I knew the moment that he looked at me that he loved me. He looked at me as if I were the most beautiful thing that he had ever seen. We agreed and got married and met. We agreed to get married and met at my father's court in the other world in a year's time. The year passed and Puel came to my side, and while we were feasting, a man approached him and asked for a boon. Foolishly, Puel agreed to the stranger to give him anything his power to give. I could not believe what he just did. It was Gwal, and he asked for my hand in marriage. I told Gwal to return in a year's time, as this feast was a gift from David, and also to maintain the honor of Puel. This time, a year later, at our wedding feast, my wedding feast with Gwal, Puel shows up as a beggar and asks Gwal for a boon. Gwal said he would give anything within reason. Puel pulled out an unfillable bag and asked Gwal to fill it with food from the feast. Let's just say that bag, Gwal agreed to be an issue. Let's just say because of that bag, an unfillable bag, Gwal was not to be an issue anymore, and Puel and I finally were married. I was a generous queen and well liked, but the people were getting impatient, as I could not give Puel an heir. Puel loved me, though, and would not listen to them. He would not take another wife. And then it happened. I got pregnant and birthed a baby boy. My heart aches when I think of what happens next. On May Eve, me and my nursemaids fell asleep. And when we awoke, the babe was gone. And I was covered in blood. The nurses told me that I raged in the night. And I cannot even bring myself to tell you what they said I did. I told them I did not believe them to tell me the truth. And there would come no harm. I just wanted my child. And they stood by their story. I could have left. I could have fought back. But I loved my husband so dearly. So I took the high road and accepted the punishment of sitting at the gates of the city for 7 years, telling people who came the horrible story and offered to ride them on my back. Most people declined, and I was thankful for my physical strength when I had to carry those who did not. I always knew my truth. I knew that I could not have done what the nursemaids claimed. And one day, 3 years later, my son was returned. On the night he disappeared, he had been taken to another's house who had been having problems with his mare. On May Eve, the horse would give birth and it would be stolen away. This particular night, the man stood vigil, watched the mare give birth, and then saw a giant arm come through a window. He tells us that he slashed at the hand and ran outside to see what it was. And whatever it was had disappeared, and to his amazement, he found the baby at the threshold of his door. As the child grew older, he recognized the resemblance and brought him back to us. When I saw my son for the first time, I named him Kadiri, for anxiety, as my anxiety had been relieved. I tell you this story as I want you to consider this. Are you being kind to yourself? Are you living your truth? Are you in control of the choices you are making? Can you stop chasing after things? Can you stop and ask for help? I talk about strength. I talk about the mysteries. I talk about love. And I talk about sovereignty over oneself. Now is the time to take my words and put some action behind them. Love yourself. Live your truth. Experience your mysteries. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful, Rhiannon. Knowing your truth and being able to speak it is one of the markers of courage. And when we have that courage, we have so much passion for life and for understanding. And one of the ways that I enjoy my passion is in sharing it with you guys and getting to see that aha moment when you hear a deity speak and you get messages that you didn't know that you needed, and it's all just this wonderful organic process. So one of the things that I want to share with you all today is we have someone's higher self who just happens to be in helping me today, but they managed to get it recorded early and share it with us. So to the higher self, I hope that you enjoy the higher self of Nimmer.
Hello, I am the higher self of Nimmer Lebeau. I come to you to share the message and strength that I bring to her. When she was small, she felt very alone and afraid. But she was always loved, always protected, and never alone, because I was always with her. I guided her, even though she did not know it was my voice. I healed her, even though she did not know that she could be healed. I walk with her now, and I will walk with her always. For I bring the message of green and healing and peace and love, a calmness that soothes fear and anger and pain. I sweep it away from her reality and replace it with purpose and compassion and love. Through me, she walks in strength and growth because I have held her hand and I have shown her that nothing is without hope. Nothing is too much. I am the cool breeze on a hot, blistery summer day, the sweet relief of the pillow at night that brings restful sleep. I am the hands that are always soft and safe, who reach out and touch that which is in pain and is sharp and red and confused and brings everything that is needed in that moment to heal, to find wisdom, to find purpose. I am the green grass. I am the green of trees. I am the greenness of a child's hope. I am the green splashed across the sky as trees who started off as little acorns fought against all adversity and grew to reach up and provide sanctuary for all that have found their home within its shade, within its roots, within its trunk, within its shade, within its network. I connect with all the green and love and life around me to create a community, to support a community, to build a safe haven for not only Nimmer, but for all that she walks with. For through her, you are welcome. You are safe. You are allowed to feel your pain and wounds and allowed to drink cool water and rest and fear not the actions of further pain while you are healing in her presence, her energy, her light. And when she forgets her own worth in this, in her own self, I am there to remind her. It may take me a minute to get through all of the fear and anxiety that will pop up, as it is very natural to do. But she is listening. She listens. She learns. And I will continue to teach her, to be with her, and to help her be her absolute self. Thank you.
It is so much fun to get to see how people embrace their higher selves. You know, we talk about getting to spend this time with the gods, and sometimes we forget we are the gods. And one of the beautiful things about Lammas Monologues is we get to celebrate that higher self, that inner divinity that we sometimes just keep under wraps because fear or anxiety leads us to believe that we're not worth it. And we are worth it. You are worth it. You in the back, I see you. I see you. Doubting yourself. Please stop. Okay, you're good. So, you are loved. You are divine. And maybe this will help people bring their inner deities to the monologues in years to come. It is a beautiful experience to hold. So it's not without courage that this happens. It's not without preparation and dealing with a lot of things in the background. So I would like to take a moment to listen to the words of a queen in her own right, to someone who is sometimes referred to as the Wolf Queen.
Greetings, gentle souls. Well, be welcome. I have held many titles. Mother to the Lars, such as this altar here. Prophetess, one of the 4 prophetess of Rome. Whore, for what was the she-wolf? This she who talks too much. As Zeus, who cut off my tongue. But that is another tale. For today, good folk, I wish to tell you a tale that may be familiar to some and may not, about boundaries and the children of Mars who founded Rome. My husband was a shepherd, who one day brought his flock out and discovered the twin babies. And we had just lost one of our beloved children and brought them home. And as any good mother does, we took them in our home and raised the twins as one of our own. Our sons helped hold the boundaries of Rome in the beginning. Not mother, but foster mother. A noble task indeed. My vessel speaks to me that this is a challenging time you folks are facing. One of my titles and duties is a guardian of the beloved dead, family luck. And they have sent me to bring you a reminder to call them in. As you are petitioning the gods, take a moment and feed them. For you, my beloved children, are the results of their prayers. And that is that. I bid you good fortune.
Good fortune indeed. So one of the things that I heard when I was listening to that is we are the results of the prayers of the gods. And how amazing is that? How amazing is it to think that our very existence, our lessons, our input in the way that we see the world is a reflection of the divine consciousness. And we know this, but sometimes we lose track of it, and we aren't seeing our own power, our own understanding of just how wonderful we are. And yes, it can sometimes be scary to see that much fabulousness everywhere, all the time. But I have faith that you can do it. Speaking of faith and something that spans faith, I have a message from another faith. Perhaps you've heard of Jesus.
I'm Jesus of Nazareth, son of Mary, son of Joseph. I'm here today to talk about forgiveness and love for your fellow man. You see, we're in some turbulent times. It's the beginning of a new chapter. We all must embrace it. But there's much work to be done. Let's not forget my teaching, for theirs are of loving your fellow human being unconditionally, loving everybody, even those who have hate against you, even those who hold contempt against you. Love them, because love is the most powerful force in all the universe, and love is the only way we're going to make it to the other side of this. Remember, once you forgive somebody for anything they've done to wrong you, it releases you. It releases you from all the anger, all the hate, because that's nothing but a burden on your soul. Because forgiveness, that's the key. We always need to remember to turn the other cheek. Let truth set you free. So I must return to my heavenly realm. But remember, I love each and every one of you. You get my children.
It is a powerful thing to be loved so unconditionally. And that is something that sometimes we lose track of. We have a political tone right now where the followers of Jesus are perhaps getting led on lines that are not helpful for us all. And to know that we are loved, they are loved, and we will get through this. And that there is a message in our oceans, and that releasing that pain, that sorrow, and letting the water take that and repurpose it into something beautiful and wonderful, and getting to sit with that You know, I am so touched by this message, and I hope that you guys are all feeling so much love right now, and that is something we really need, right? So I want to keep this love going. I want to keep it going, and we're going to hear from someone's higher self, someone with that bright Leo energy, that strength, that passion. And I hope that you enjoy Liliana's higher self and see her magnificence.
Hello. I am a child of earth and starry heaven. I have chosen to experience life through this vessel, Liliana, to be student and teacher, to experience both power and vulnerability, and to remember that all of these are sacred and divine. In truth, I am the divine universe, the God and Goddess, the sacred all, and so are you. However, there is a divine paradox within the sacred all. In order to know all, feel all, and be all, one must also experience separateness and the restrictions of mortality and time. This divine all that I am had to break itself down into mortal form, forgetting the ultimate unity in order to experience individuality. I am God and Goddess, becoming God and Goddess by forgetting and then remembering that I am God and Goddess. The same is true for you and for all of us. So, hello to the other versions of myself who are watching and listening today. I hope that you are enjoying your experience of individuality with all its ups and downs and illusions of separateness from the divine. For that's really the point. It is through experiencing all these limitations that we become the limitless divine. Everything that I experience in this physical and emotional being is an important experience being added to the collective whole. All lessons are good lessons, even the challenging ones, especially the challenging ones. So here's a check-in from this version of you and what we are learning in this embodiment. This beautiful being has pulled herself up and onward after trials, including homelessness, drug addiction, and abuse. And she still finds love and compassion for others despite this pain. This beautiful being meets the challenge of physical disability, mental illness, and depression head on every day, and still finds gratitude and beauty wherever she can. This beautiful being has discovered the spiritual gift of being an oracle of the planets, listening to and interpreting and sharing the messages of the divine universe through the study of astrology. This beautiful being has learned and overcome so much. She's still growing, becoming, and remembering her divinity. I hope that you, too, can learn to remember your divinity and to enjoy all of the experiences of separateness, because we are all one. But you can celebrate your journey. You are a child of earth and starry heaven. Thank you.
She is such a child of earth and starry heaven. Oh my goodness. That fierceness, that passion, that courageous vulnerability, and getting to see just how much we are all interconnected. And the idea that we are all in the divine, and your experiences and your journey is absolutely vital to all of us. No one person's experience is more valid than the others. That's why your truths are so unique. That's why we encourage you all to be journaling, to be writing notes about all that you're experiencing, because this is all part of your path. All the words that you're hearing are things that are lessons that your higher self, that your deities, that your reflections of the divine are trying to teach you. With that, I want to share another beautiful experience. There is a deity called Ear, and I want to share them with you.
If you come here for healing, many come to me for healing. Many come for me to healing of the health. Many come to me for healing of the heart. This is a very complicated time, one in which many people seek healing in different manners. There is much that needs to be done in this world. We've gone so far away from where we started. Our land is not healthy any longer. We need to rethink how we treat our land. Our air is no longer healthy. We no longer breathe in good and healthy air to breathe into our lungs. So much needs to be done. So much healing of the earth, so much healing of the heart. This is a complicated matter that you have found yourself in, that we've all found ourselves in. One in which I don't know that I can be the sole help that you seek. I think that we all must find ways in which to be the solution in this problem. And this is a complicated problem. One that is not of the God's making. This is a problem of human disorder, one in which all of you have sought out. This is a problem that the gods alone cannot solve. You must listen to your leaders, those of science. You must wear your mask. You must wash your hands. You must keep distance from your friends and family. This is hard. This is a complicated problem. Keeping distance from those that you love, this creates more problems. You long to be with those that you love. You long to be with those that you want to have fun with, and be a part of their lives. But this cannot happen. For man created this problem, and man is the only one who can solve this problem. The gods cannot solve this for you. You have to solve this for yourself. So listen to those of science. Do what they ask you to do. For if you do not, this problem will only continue. This is the only healing that I can offer you at this time. I know that this is not the answer that you seek. You want me to solve your problem for you. I cannot do this, for this is not of my creation. This is not something that I can hand you the solution for. It is time to listen to others. It is time to listen to men of science, for they will give you the answer. But if you do not listen, as a collective, as a whole, this problem will only grow bigger. I feel sorry that this is not the answer that you seek, but this is the answer that I give you.
Powerful messages. We are in the midst of a pandemic. There are those that wish to hide from the reality that we need to maintain our distance, that we need to wash our hands, wear masks when we go out. And I know a lot of you are making the best of a hard decision, of a hard situation. We're embellishing our masks. We have people that are making them from scratch, and we have fun designs, maybe even, little accessories, things to do with earrings that maybe you don't wear in your ears anymore. So, there's always ways to turn challenges like we are facing into strengths and opportunities for being outrageously fabulous. And one of the ways that we are experiencing this is with the opportunity of technology, of connection to all of you. And that is an awesome thing, you guys. So I really, really hope that you have enjoyed this morning's monologues. We have the beautiful Brenna Grace, who is going to join us shortly at 11 o'clock in the workshop channel. And she's going to be talking to you guys about, how to talk to the gods, how to see, if we're in an in-person event and you see somebody walking by who's held a deity, are you talking to the person? Are you talking to the deity? When you're in shrine scenes, when you approach them and offer a deity your gift, where do you even start? When I started going to festival, I had no idea. I was like just overwhelmed, and I was unsure of the language that I wanted to speak with the deities and with my fellow pilgrims. So it is my hope that you guys will join Brenna Grace. She is an exciting, beautiful, wonderful priestess, and we're going to see you all at 11 o'clock over in the workshop channel. So please grab something to nibble on, maybe refill your waters. Okay, refill your waters, and we'll see you all then. Thank you so much.